I remember driving the dirt bike down to my friend's house and loading the dirt bikes up in the back of his dad's truck and driving to the dirt bike track, but after that I don't remember anything.
He was in a devastating dirt bike accident with severe head trauma, 2 collapsed lungs, lacerated liver. He was airlifted to the IWK that night.
We made a cut from the side of his ear all the way back around the front and took a window of bone out about that big, and we put that into a special fridge to keep it. And underneath the bone there was a large blood clot, and then also underneath that the brain was quite bruised and swollen. And so we purposely left the bone out to allow for the swelling so that the swelling wouldn't cause any more damage in the brain.
Not that any of us at any time ever thought on June the 30th, on a hot day, that at 10 o'clock that night I'd be sitting in a room waiting to hear if my son was going to live or not.
I wasn't entirely sure he was going to survive the night, let alone the next couple of weeks. And it was because it's very difficult to predict how much swelling is going to happen in the brain.
We spent 16 days roughly in ICU, wondering if he's ever going to wake up, and if he was, what was he going to be like?
We kept him asleep with medications for the next couple of days with a pressure monitor in while he was in the ICU.
He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he couldn't eat. He could move his head slightly and move his eyes. And the neuro response team worked with him every day.
The neuro response team gets involved with any child who has a brain injury or a spinal injury. When I first met Tyson, he was in the intensive care unit, and he was still at that time sedated and needed intervention to keep his joints in a good position so that when he started moving again, he'd be able to have full range of his joints.
On the 10th of July, he came out of his coma. They started taking him out of the drug-induced coma.
At first, he was opening his eyes and moving things, but not all that well coordinated, and he was not making all that much sense. But every couple of days, every couple of weeks, he would show more and more improvement.
He was trying to say something, you know, but it would just be squealing and frustration, and he would do that day and night.
I was over in the corner and the speech therapist started out the door. And I get up and started over, and as soon as he seen me, he said, "Help me, Dad." And I felt pretty good.
He just took off from there. It was like 32 days of no talking, and then they started with physio, intense physio with him. He would work 3 to 4 to 5 hours a day in different therapies.
I remember always thinking, I'm going to be able to walk again, I'm going to be able to talk again.
Go, go, go.
He undoubtedly has won the lottery prize. He will never get that lucky again. I wasn't sure he was going to wake up from this, and so I'm very, very pleased and happy for him and his family that he's done so well.
He still has some testing to be done as far as neuropsychology goes to see if there's any deficits for that. He's pretty incredible how he recovered from such a severe injury. I'm
not able to play hockey yet because the doctors don't want me risking a hit to the head again, and I can't go play any contact sports or can't even skate yet.
The MacDonald family was an amazing family to work with.
They made a huge contribution to how quickly he's recovered by providing him with a loving, caring, safe environment and being involved with his care.
It feels great that my family's always there for me and that I know that they're always going to be there for me no matter what.
You often hear people talk about the IWK. You hear stories. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, that treatment for them. That's good. But until it happens to you, and you feel it firsthand, you have no idea what those people have done for us and our son.
The nurses were excellent. They're always there if I needed them. And the doctors always told me everything straight up. They never hid anything from me. And they always told Mom and Dad the honest truth, 100%.
And heaven forbid if anybody has to go there, but if you do need a hospital, that's the price.